Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to day 2. It's walk talk time. Let's get started. A little bit cooler this morning. It's so sad to see all the Christmas trees in the front yards and in the trash. Holiday season is over. Well, I'm happy you're back. Yesterday was a fun first day to see how things would go. And I think they went pretty good. It's 4 a.m. right now. And we're going on our 1 hour walk. Right now, we are in our warm-up mode. Okay, so we've got just under 4 minutes left in our warm-up mode. I tell you what I had to do yesterday. When I got back from that hour and 18-minute walk we did, I ended up developing really bad blisters in my feet. And got decent shoes. I don't think that was the issue. But I went and spent some money on some better quality socks. So we're going to see. I really do feel, I'm a big guy. 294 pounds right now. And, I'm over 6'2". So I put a lot of stress on my shoes and my feet. And I think the socks really make a difference. And I got some socks yesterday that kind of grab the arch and squeeze the arch of my foot tight. And it just allows for the heel padding in the sock to stay where it needs to stay. And I think the upper portion of the foot, right, the toe pad area just behind your toes, helps that cushion stay. So we'll see how it goes today. Maybe a little too much information, but hey, you're here. I popped the blisters last night. So I contemplated doing this today, but no pain, no gain. This is the last one for the week because today is Friday. And my family and I are going out of town today. We're going to have our second Christmas with my family up in the cabin. Yesterday was pretty awesome. We ended up actually going, it took a little bit, I had a little glitch on my Apple Watch, and it didn't read the accurate number when I was reading it out to everybody at the end of our session yesterday. And just a moment later, it finally populated correctly. And we actually were at, I believe it was 10,000 steps, and it was 5.6 miles or something like that. But in total, so I did hit my 10,000 step goal. And then I took the boys shopping at a couple different places, had to run some errands, nothing crazy. At the end of the day, I hit just over 16,000 steps, and I had gone 8.66 miles. So yesterday was a good day, and that was a regular day's activity for me, with the exception of this hour-long walk. We've got 10 seconds until our There's our burn. It's coming up in 10 seconds. And so, let's just give it. There you go. All right, there's our burn. So, let's step it up. So we've got 3 minutes at this. So we're taking longer strides right now. Up in the pace in which we're walking. Heel toe, full extension of your legs. And I even push off just a little bit with my toes. And maybe that was the reason for some of my blisters yesterday. Maybe I'll back down on that. Day 2, I'm a little sore from yesterday, but I tell you what, after we were done, I had tons of energy. It was awesome. I felt great. Got the blood flowing. Really good. Anyway, so to do this in the morning, man, really jumpstarts your day's activities. And it was just really kind of a good day yesterday. I mean, the rest of the day. At least that was my interpretation of it, so I was in a good mood. And that might be just the way I felt, because my blood was flowing better, more oxygen through my system. I don't know. I got home, woke the wife up, got her off to work yesterday, checked out my files for this, and I didn't really edit much. I just put some overlays on during the cool and burn cycles. We're at 30 seconds on our burn. Man, it's so calm this early in the morning. Pretty nice. 10 seconds left in our burn. Push it hard.
Ready?
All right. And we've got our cool. We've got 5 minutes of cool. Good job. All right, we're on interval number 2. 2 out of 7. Today I'm going to try and keep it just at an hour. So when our half-hour alarm goes off, no matter where we're at, I'm going to turn around and head back. I've got 2 depositions lined up today that I have to host virtually. And then as soon as I get off, I've got to pack our family up for a 5-hour road adventure, road trip up to the family's cabin up in Tehachapi, California. Man, it said it was 57 degrees out. This doesn't feel like 57 degrees. I look like a nut out here. Cars come by. Let me spin you around real quick. There we go. There's my illuminated path. It's a nice, super nice, calm morning. So, there's been tons of research on walking and all the health benefits, and we know that ideally you want to hit at least 8,600 steps a day, with targeted goal for the day being 10,000 steps. And if we could do 10,000 steps, that puts us at a pretty good place. There's a group, and there's probably multiple groups, but there's one specific, and the name is eluding me right now, but they're out of Japan, and they're studying, I mean, all throughout the world, walking's a big deal. In America, it's not as big because we have to kind of drive everywhere, but I've spent a tremendous amount of time overseas. I've spent a lot of time in China, spent a lot of time in France, a little bit of time in Germany, and then over in the UK. I've spent a bunch of time in the UK. I've got some great friends in Wales. I used to throw a tournament in Wales, and man, they just walk everywhere. Every time I'm over there, here I am, I'm the American that's used to driving everywhere, but they walk everywhere. And I think that's really the reason why, one of the major reasons. I mean, also our food is bad, but totally different than everybody else's. Our government doesn't do enough to ensure that we're safe, and that's for reasons. Well, there's a lot of us, and they don't really want us all here. And I don't know, it's just it's something that we don't do as much. And the ones over here that do walk a lot just kind of live a healthier life and live a little bit longer. Your diet's a big one too. And unfortunately, genetics, alcohol, it's okay to have a little bit of alcohol, especially wine and beer here and there. Maybe a little bit of tequila here and there. All right, 10 seconds left on our cool down before our burn kicks in. All right, it's burn time. Let's pick it up. And I think if we can incorporate walking into everything, we're going to live much better lives. And if we can set an example for our children, that's pretty much, that's a target. Anyway, so this group in Japan, they've been studying interval walking and the benefits of it, and it's extreme. Like, mixing it up from slow pace to fast pace, it really gets your blood pumping. And at some point in time, I'm gonna put a heart monitor on and see kind of what my beats per minute are between slow pace, the cool down, or the cool pace and the burn pace, and then see what my heartbeat is when we start and see what it is right when we end. And then I want to see how long it takes for me to get to a low resting heart rate post workout, because I think the fitter I get, the fitter we get, then the quicker the cool, or the quicker in which the time to come back to a normal heart rate, it'll happen faster. The more fit we get together. Ooh, I tell you what, I'm happy I have the weekend coming up. Because I don't think I could do this tomorrow. My blisters are killing me. But I'm here. All right, so to make this a doable, a consistent workout, we have to make it as easy as we can for ourselves. And honestly, since I'm a family man, doing this on the weekends all the time is very hard for me. So Monday I'm out of town. Well, burn in 10 seconds is done.
Ready?
All right, cool down. All right, so I'm out of town Monday. I'm not bringing all this with me. So Monday is our day off for our weekday. So I won't be doing a workout on Monday. But please make sure you stick with it if you can. Anyway, it's very interesting. After yesterday's session, I do what I do. Hop back on YouTube. And just checking out all these people that are talking about walking right now. I didn't realize it was such a big deal, to be honest with you. But walking's where it's at. I tell my mother-in-law all the time. She goes to the gym, but she has a lot of problems. She has a personal trainer. And I don't know if the gym is really that great for her. I don't know if she's getting the type of workout she really needs because her balance is super bad. And she doesn't need a walker or a cane. I mean, to be honest, she probably does need it. But I feel she can still walk around fine without it. But quite often, she needs help just walking around on flat ground. And her footing is not really secure. And I keep telling her, all you got to do is start walking. That's it. And for her, she's in her 60s, late 60s. And maybe interval walking is too much for her. But hey, just walking, just getting out and walking. It helps build your bone density. It helps build and strengthen all your little stabilizing muscles. It helps strengthen your ankles. It does so much. And if you just start walking and continue to do this, I think the rest of your life, as long as you can anyway, you're gonna live a better life. I'm no doctor, but that's just my take on it. I tell you what, day 2, building up the callus on my feet, which I thought was actually pretty good already. Apparently it's not. Blisters turn into tougher skin eventually if you keep doing it. No pain, no gain. And I think walking like this is just something that I'm going to incorporate in my everyday as best as I can. In the days that I'm not going to be filming our sessions, I'm going to still walk. I'm going to try my best to do that. And if I could get my oldest son to come with us, that would be great. He wants to, but I know it's very hard to do on a small boy. They need their sleep. I look at my sleep cycle all the time, and it's pretty nasty. I only get about 5.5 hours of sleep per night, with quite often me being below 5 hours into the 4-hour range per night. So this isn't that hard for me to do. Even if I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, I could still wake up at 3:30 as I do. We've gotten farther today. I believe we have. Either that or my half-hour alarm gave up. But if that's the case, we're just going to do the route we did yesterday. So, and again, I'm not a doctor, so I haven't really ever looked into why blisters are caused. But I think obviously it's the friction. Our burn session is almost up. Coming up to 1 burn time. But let's pick up the pace, heel the toe. But with that, friction creates heat. Heat, I think, is where that blister comes from. And I feel it cranking right now. So I was speaking to my wife about this last night. I don't necessarily think it's just the shoe. I think it's your insole. I think it's your sock. I think for me, I have a very wide foot. It's very boxy looking. My wife calls them paddles. I can't disagree. My youngest son has the same feet. And I'm wearing wide shoes where the toes are at. And I'm almost thinking, my feet feel good, but I'm almost thinking it's too wide. And so I tightened my shoes up today, but I still don't feel that it's enough. So I'm in the search for the perfect shoe for myself, which is different for everybody, obviously. The perfect shoe for walking. It's got padding on it. And I don't know, maybe the padding's not that big of a deal. I think, my knees didn't hurt at all yesterday. My ankles didn't hurt at all yesterday. My hips didn't hurt at all yesterday. So maybe the padding's not that big of a deal. There's our timer. Hey, that's a half-hour point. Man, we got a lot farther today. Like, extremely far. I'm going to say we got maybe 3 football fields further today than we did yesterday before we hit our half-hour mark. So that's really good. Okay, well, we're going to do the route we did yesterday, minus the little bit in my neighborhood. That's awesome. Still got 1:15 on the burn. I actually think that burn paused while the alarm went off. I learn something new every day. It was really good. I posted some pictures and stuff of what I was doing on my social media yesterday. And I got a lot of my friends and family encouraging me to do this. That's cool. And I got to hear from one of my good buddies I haven't heard from in a long time. And he called me. It was great to hear his voice. One of my groomsmen at my wedding. And he said, "Man, you're killing it. Proud of you, dude." Words of encouragement. 10 seconds until the burn phase is done.
Ready?
Okay. There's our cool down. I'll take it a little slower now. And He's like, you're killing it on your cooking channel. And he's like, I had a buddy that was bragging about how good he cooks on his Weber kettle. And my friend was like, oh man, you should see my buddy. He's really something. He's tearing it up on Weber kettle. And that was kind of my super niche that launched my channel. Was I decided to really niche down and focus my channel on easy to use, easy to obtain, affordable to obtain backyard barbecuing stuff. And it's just kind of cool to have one of your good buddies recommend your stuff to other people. Pretty cool. And he's like, you're good at it, man. He's like, you know, you've done a lot of things. You've been really successful at some. And he's like, but you're the happiest with what you're doing right now. And I can see that in all your videos. And he's also a father of 2 boys as well. So we have a lot in common. And it's hard with 2 boys. But it is very rewarding. And I told him, I said, yeah, you know, besides all of my objectives, you know, I want to hit with all of this content creation throughout all my channels and everything. You know, obviously you want to make money. You want to make passive income. And the videos do that. It's pretty cool. They do create passive income. And long-term passive income too, as long as the platform stays alive. But hey, YouTube's not going anywhere. And I said, but the biggest thing for me, I'm an older dad. I miss my dad. I miss my grandfather. You know, we've got photos of us together and we've got our memories and everything. But if I could connect with them, just even one-sidedly, and just see their faces, see their smile, hear their voice all the time and anytime I want, I'm like, that would be so cool. And that's what this does for my boys. I mean, honestly, what it does is it gives my boys a way to connect with me virtually when I'm gone. To see my smile, to hear my voice, you know, my thoughts, you know, my guidance on just everything. And so I mean, that's my big push. That's my big reason why I do this. And I'm offering, or I'm giving them multiple different versions of me throughout my different channels to be able to guide them better when I'm no longer around. Because hey, I could get in a car accident tomorrow. You know, who knows? I live in California. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in California above and beyond just health issues, which I don't have any health issues, fortunately. Just a big guy, but I go through my phases. But they don't have this archive that's just going to continue to grow of their dad. And man, that has so much power. And that is truly the reason why I do this. And I've had a lot of different career adventures, been very successful in many, not so successful in others. That's part of entrepreneurship. And 10 seconds for our burn to start. I'm going up a hill on this burn, so I'm not going to talk as much for the next 3 minutes. show you the hill I'm going up. It's not crazy bad, but it's tough when you got blisters. I tell you what, if you're out here walking with me this early in the morning and the sun's down, do me a favor. Make sure you've got lights on the front and the back of you. That way cars can see you. Especially if you're doing what I'm doing right now, walking on the side of the road. A minute left on the burn. Ooh. Oh, it just got steeper. 30 seconds. Ten seconds.
Ready?
Oh man, I kicked my butt. Good job, guys. Whew. That little hump really got the blood going. Whew. So tell you what, it's time for a sip. Kicking butt today. Whew. walking a lot faster today than we did yesterday. That's pretty cool. About a month ago, went on a quick little vacation with my family up to the mountains, Big Bear, California. Stayed in the cabin. Introduced our boys to pickleball. Whew. Tell you what, that first day, it was hard for me. A little higher elevation, so I'm not used to that. And then apparently just being extremely out of shape. I really struggled playing with my boys on day one. But then surprisingly, day two was like 50% easier. Maybe 75%. I was so impressed. Now, two parts there. One, the big one, extra day up in the mountains. My body got acclimated to the higher elevation, which for most people, you probably don't notice a big difference if you're physically fit. But for this Dad Bod, I saw a big difference. And I told my wife, I'm like, babe, I feel way better today. And then also just getting your blood pumping and everything. It's amazing. If you're just fat and you don't have heart issues and things like that, you can kind of bounce back pretty quick from things. So I'm blessed that at this point in my life, knock on wood, knock, knock, that I don't have any health issues. But I know I would at some point. You know, even my dad, super big guy, his biggest issue was he's type 2. 10 minutes before the burn, he's type 2 diabetic. So, but that was really just because of being fat. You know, you lose the weight. Here comes the burn. You lose the weight, and that type 2 goes away. Lost my light. All right. Sorry guys, messed up our session a little bit there. Let's pump back with it. Let's get that burn going. Long strides, heel toe. Ooh, got a big old owl hooting in the trees. Whew, all right. Seems to be that my burn sessions are always up on an uphill incline. And that's where it is right now. Hit it hard. Heel toe. Push. Long strides. Feel it in your thighs. Feel it in your hamstrings. Especially in your hamstring. Feel it in my calves. And my blisters. Hey, Mr. Owl. still getting over this gnarly cold everybody has. Come on, burn. 10 seconds.
Ready?
Yes. Gotta take my shoe off. Tell you what, if you're one of those people that's still smoking or vaping, quit. Everybody tells you that. I was one of those people many moons ago. I smoked cigarettes. Not a lot. Maybe 2 to 4 a day, kind of at max. And then at parties, social, that's when I would really do it. I gave that up. I think that was right when my first child was born. So, 8 years ago. Over 8 years ago. And man, you don't realize how dependent you come on it for everything. I remember not being able to get through a dinner meal without wanting to take a smoke break halfway between. That's pretty insane. Especially if you're, at someone's house. It's just rude. Or if you're out dining out, it's just rude. But, or when you got stressed, you have a cigarette. It's just like a cane, like a crutch for not being able to handle your own stuff going on in your head. And then vaping became a thing. I did that for maybe a year. I realized that with vaping, I think I was intaking more nicotine on a daily basis than I ever was with smoking. Because each time you inhaled with a vape, you didn't get that same amount of nicotine right away. And it's like your body wants a bunch of it right now, and then it's okay. So I kind of feel with vaping, it was like, it wasn't as intense, and maybe it was the mix of the nicotine with the smoke and everything that's in the tobacco that just kind of satisfied you. But vaping, you just puffing on that thing all day long. And I realized that it didn't take me a whole lot of time to realize that was just bad for you. Anytime you depend on something, besides your wife, your husband, and even that, you shouldn't depend on anybody. You should really be your own person. And that's another conversation for relationships. We'll get into that. But yeah, just vaping's bad. And I think now more studies have come out. Time has gone by where we're seeing some of those long-term effects. So, kids, if you're watching, don't depend on anything to get by in your day. Take care of yourself. Be independent. If you can be independent and be your own person, then you can come together and combine your time with somebody else, a partner, a husband, a wife, a soulmate, or even just a good friendship. But if you can't take care of yourself fully, it's not time to spend it trying to partner up with somebody else. It's just not fair to your partner. So be your own person. Make your own money. Do your own thing. Take care of yourself as best as you can. 10 seconds before the burn. Yet again, uphill. Let's see. Let me show you. Here we go. Uphill again. There we are. There's the burn. 3 minutes. Let's pick up the pace. Back to me not talking too much. I gotta get to the top of this hill. Minute 30, halfway. One minute. Wow. Hit the top. Now I can walk normal, sorta. Happy this is almost over.
Ready?
I was ready for that. Well, this is our last interval, 7 out of 7. We've got one more burn left after 4 minutes and 30 seconds from now. Let's take our time, catch our breath. Oh, that was cool. I just saw a shooting star. Oh, either that or it's an alien landing. You might want to turn back, buddy. It's kind of a beep show here. It's getting better though. Whew, 2025. Tell you what, I am so happy to see this group that was already here, well, this man that was already here, get back into the White House. Because I tell you what, pre-2020, life was good. I think it was good for a lot of people. My companies were doing good. It's like everybody was friendly. We didn't have issues with wars necessarily, or like we do right now. The threat of World War III is at an all-time high. That freaks me out, not for me, but wars sometimes can last a long time. And my oldest is 8 years old. I don't ever want to see him be drafted. I want him to go into the service voluntarily. Nobody in my family ever served in the military, but I tell you what, I wish I did. Because there's a lot of financial advantages after you get out of the military with the different loans. And you want to start a business, you go to the SBA, the Small Business Administration, you tell them that you're a veteran, there's tons of not only really great loan programs out there for you, but grants, tons of grants for veterans that are entrepreneurs. Me being a white male that's never served in the military, I'm kind of like a minority, and the Small Business Administration doesn't help us out at all. You want to start a business and get a loan or get some grants, you're a white male that didn't serve in the military, and I'm not Jewish. Believe it or not, that's actually a thing with the SBA, that if you're Jewish, at least you can get some different job things. It's weird. But if you're a woman, doesn't matter your race. Women, you can start a business. My sister-in-law did. Got an SBA loan, started a gym. Totally awesome. You know, her and her husband couldn't have done it without her, because it's just easier for women to get loans. Men, harder. If you're a minority, technically a minority, then it's easier for you to get different loans and grants. But white male, man, it is tough. So for that reason, I wish I had served. You know, I mean, many other reasons. But so I'm going to push, my wife and I are going to push our boys to go into the service. And I'm kind of thinking the Air Force is the best place. I'm a techie guy, so that's going to kind of pass down to my boys, being a little techie. I think by the time they come of age to go into the service, most of warfare is going to be pretty much all tech, less boots on the ground. And 10 seconds for the walk, and then we got a burn coming up. And we're almost to the house. We kicked butt today. But we'll see how it goes. Actually, we're done. We finished our program for today. Wow, that went by a lot quicker today. That's cool. I hope every day that happens. I tell you what, I feel great, minus my blisters. If it wasn't for my blisters, day 2, doing this, I'm not gonna say it's easy, but I tell you what, it's doable. Having this be doable, that's a huge thing. So I think a lot of people could do this. A lot of people should do this. It's also a good time just to get your thoughts together. If you have a family, you've got young kids, and your full-time job, you don't have any time for your mind. So I miss having to drive to work and commute for that standpoint. I was able to, untangle a lot of things in my head, figure out game plans and strategies for the day, the week, life. And not having that, you kind of lose your mind a little bit. So taking the time and being dedicated and devoting yourself to yourself like this, 1 hour a day before everybody wakes up, I mean, that seems like the right thing to do. So, coming up to the house right now. On our cool down. We've spent an hour. I'm pretty sure we did somewhere around 10,000 steps. Morning. So we've hit our goals for today. And oh, my foot hurts. Neighbors thinking I'm all weird. I tell you what, I might be a little weird doing this, but I'm here for you guys. Hopefully I'm inspiring you to get out, walk, move your body, get fit mentally and physically. All right, back here at the house. Let's check our stats. Maybe I gotta let my foot rest for a second. That has the watch on the ankle for it to populate correctly. Let's check out what we've got going on here though. Whew. Okay, open up my fitness app. Man, why is that not populating? Well, I tell you what, for some reason, my rings aren't closed. And that is very fishy to me. Something happened. Maybe my watch died. But I just charged it. Anyway, I tell you what, yesterday we hit 10,000. I'm pretty sure we hit 10,000 today. Oh, another shooting star. Wow, that's cool. That's so awesome. So I'm thinking we hit 10,000. I'm pretty sure, we walked similar distance. So I think we're probably at the 5 hour mark. The 5 mile mark, because we hit 5.66, I think, yesterday or something after I looked through and did the numbers. So we're probably about the same. So I tell you what, thank you for joining in on Walk Talk Time, and get some rest. It's Friday today. So I'm a day off from you guys. This video will be posted Monday. That's what we'll do. We'll post this video Monday. Hey, I just want to do a quick update. So it's kind of weird, my fitness app on my watch. It seems like it takes a couple minutes post workout for it to populate accurately on the watch and then transfer it over to the phone. So it's saying that we did 7,159 steps today, and we went 3.58 miles. So I think the original number yesterday that I gave was more accurate, and I don't think we did the 5. Oh no, actually, we went further yesterday. What am I thinking? Yeah, I forgot. We went an extra almost 20 minutes. So yeah, 7,159 steps today, 3.58 miles. We didn't burn as many calories today. It looks like it said that we've done 650 calories out of the targeted 940 calorie burn today. We exercised for a true 60 minutes out of, usually your goal is like 30 minutes a day at least. And we stood for 2 hours so far out of the 12 hours. So it was a good day. It was a good day. So I'm going to say that normal route that we just did, a little over 7,100 steps and, a little over 3.5 miles. But next week we'll see how my foot's doing, and hopefully we can go a little bit farther. But that was 1 hour to the minute. So good job, guys. We'll see you in the next one.